Hey, Kool-aid Krew, what is cracking? Everybody, somebody give me a 5 for 5 as I get started. This one here isn't going to take me very long. Adam and Dex are going to be going live here in just a few minutes, also too. So I'm going to try to get done before they go live. And this was going to be a short one anyway. I just want to kind of get you guys all this information and get it out to you. And yeah, so let's get started here. Guys, we had this like really fast moving plasma eruption yesterday. Well, I pointed it out to you guys yesterday, and it actually did erupt like almost right after I got off stream. So it's kind of crazy how that works, but we'll take a look at that here in a minute. But this is Soho, and it did produce a pretty decent sized CME. Guys, look at these coronal holes. These coronal holes are crazy big. Okay, I mean, we got a lot of them. So we're going to be paying attention to earthquakes, guys, and we'll go over this in a little bit. But if you guys seen that, that was that eruption. But there was one right here, too, at the end of the run. And that's right in front of us, so most likely that's going to be hitting. Again, here is another composite image from the same satellite, SDO. These are 3 different extreme ultraviolet filters laid on top of each other. The 171, the 211, and I can't remember the other one that they got on. Let's see here. 211, 304, and 171. So those are the 3 wavelengths of light that we're seeing here on this one. Look at this filament here. I do anticipate this thing here, if it becomes any more unstable, it's going to erupt also. This is the 304 by itself, okay? And you know, sometimes we see really cool stuff here, and sometimes we don't see nothing at all. We're seeing kind of both here in this instance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this over here, right? So watch this big old shot of plasma, man. Okay, see how fast it goes if you just barely click past it? Look at that. So that is a lot of plasma. Now, I will say this. This is not coming at us. That could give us a glancing blow, but it is not directly coming at us. Okay? So that's just what I'll say. Hey, Mr. Foley, good to see you. Thank you for the membership super chat there. Appreciate you. For sure. 100%. 100%, baby. Alright. So, and here, look at all these sunspots, guys. I pointed this out yesterday, and when we get these smaller cores just wrapping around each other, we're going to get eruptions, and that's exactly what we've been seeing. It's a constant barrage of flares right now, and we will go over that a little bit more too. But look at this big one up here. It's not been doing anything at all, okay? But we did have an eruption right here. Now I'm going to go look at that here in a minute on a specific angstrom, and we will take a little deeper look at that. As a matter of fact, I will change the 304 here so this thing can load. Change it to the 94. Now remember, guys, this is SDO. It's from our perspective. It's as if you went outside and looked up at the sun. Okay. They were anticipating a geomagnetic storm. It seems and it looks as though that it did hit, but it did not get us into storm level. And I'll show you guys here in just a second why. Now, if we're looking at the geomagnetic activity, that's measured by the KP. That's just an indice that they use to measure that. Now, when we get to a 5 on that indice, it's a G1. Well, I don't think we quite made it there. But I'm going to show you where it hit. Okay? And so I'm going to take you here and show you the HP, which is the same indice as this one. Okay? And I, you know, like I said, guys, it's the same indice. So, but this is a 3-hour average. This one here is 30 minutes, so it's more real time. You see how we kind of went up right here and then kind of back down, kind of waving around for quite a bit of time here. If we take a look at the data on Discover, this is where you're going to notice that it already hit. Okay, everything was kind of just staying pretty normal here until right here. The BZ went straight -6 and further deeper. Went more negative. That's the magnetic polarity of our magnetic field, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. but we couple with the magnetic fields inside CMEs when we're at -6 or more negative. So we're more susceptible to geomagnetic storming when that's going on. Okay. Also, at the exact same time everything started doing up here, look what happened with our density. Density went up, and so did the speed. So when all that goes up at once, that means we're taking a hit from the sun. Okay? But, like I said, we didn't stay -6 for very long here, kind of in and out. And that's probably why we did not get to storm level. The furthest up we got, even on the HP, the 30-minute increment, was a 4. So, I mean, we missed that one big time. But even a G1 storm just isn't all that impressive anyway. So, you know, conditions are pretty much the same. Very, very close. You'll see more aurora, maybe a slight uptick in seismic activity, things like that. But also I wanted to point this out. There's another sundiver right here. It came into the view here. I'm sure you guys can see that now. I'll go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more. Right there. So if oops. Okay, so we're just going to hit play. How about that? So check this out. It's going to come in right there. And it's not going to stay in view very long, okay? And you can see it here on this side too. But what this CME here that you're seeing, that is from that fast-moving plasma eruption that I showed you guys here. Okay, so watch when it resets here. It's getting ready to. Remember I pointed this one out yesterday? Look how fast that thing got blowed off of there. That is a fast-moving CME. Okay, I can just tell you, I don't know exactly how fast it was moving, but I can tell you that when it gets off frame that quick, it's moving quick. Okay, so you can see how it did that. That's a big ball of plasma, guys. And it's not from a sunspot or a flare. That's a filament. That's one of these dark ropes. It erupted. It lifted off, like I was saying yesterday. Remember I explained this one where it was looking kind of like a solar vortex? And I said, hey, we got one over here too, and this one here looks like it might be getting ready to erupt. And it did. So, and you can see how it just disrupted the whole atmosphere of the sun. Right? So, yeah. Now, but yeah. So give me a roll call in there real quick, guys, if you could. I'd just like to know where you guys are from. Please share this one out. I know this is going to be a short one, so please share this out so people can see it. Usually, sometimes on these quicker ones that I do, I don't get as many in here during the show. So it kind of kills the numbers a little bit. But at the same time, it helps. It's kind of weird how the algorithm works. But if you guys share it out, every time it always comes up to where we should be, you know. So if you guys could, please take the time to do that. But yeah, so. And yeah. Now, this is the composite one again, and so I really want to show you guys this in as many views as I can because it's pretty impressive, okay? So, now, also, people are going to make a big deal about this, and this is not a big deal, okay? Watch what happens here. So, okay. You guys see that thing jerk a little bit? So we go 149 time frame, 134. See how it went backwards? Okay, the satellite did not go backwards. It's just an image that got put in there, not in time sequential, in sequence. Okay, that happens sometimes. 134, 149, 204. Okay, that's all in order, right? So if I go before that though. We go 48 minutes, 149, and then we went down 134. Yeah, we didn't go back in time. It's just a flaw in the imaging, okay? How they got this thing reported in. And you can see it kind of jerk a little bit. So, but the satellite did not jerk there. It was just a flaw right there. So anyway, but as we look at this over, and I point that out because somebody will make a big deal about that, and it's not in no way, shape, or form. So, but check that out. That is so cool. When you do this overlay, like I said, we got the 304 where you could really see a lot of the plasma, the red view. But you lay those other two angstroms on top of there, and you can see how it's just like, just piercing through the corona and just blast it out. I mean, look at that. So, yeah. Now, we can take a look at this one also. I want to show you guys what happened here in the middle because we'll be able to see it better too. See, watch what happens here. You see that? So, let me, let's just take this right here. And so, if you watch right here, you're going to see this kind of, it looks like the atmosphere just peels away. Watch. See that? See how it came back? And then there. That is the CME. Okay, now I don't know if it lifted off very much plasma. I can't tell because the sun is actually the backdrop and it camouflages things when we're looking directly at it. If you had the darkness of space back here for a contrast, we'd be able to see it really well like we did with this one. Right? But if that one there happens right here, we probably don't see this one as well either. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make it any less powerful. It doesn't make it any less significant. It's just we can't see it visually as well. That's all that means. Okay? Well, they timed us out there. Just kidding. So, again, here's the magnetogram. And, guys, when these cores start wrapping around each other, that's when you get the reconnection points. And, bam, you get flares. So, when those start swirling around, that's what we call that unstable. That is a very significant sign that things are unstable in that area of the sun. So, that's what we get there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now, over here at spaceweather.com, Dr. Tony Phillips' webpage, he says it perfectly right here. The sun is crackling with flares. That's just a fact. I mean, he went ahead and put the levels here of the flares, and this is the 131 angstrom, and he's showing all of them at once here. They didn't happen all at once. He's just showing them like that, like almost like an overlay of the same imaging. Just it's showing you all the flares at once. So if I take you guys back here, and you see here, this is the X-rays. Look at all these M-class flares. I mean, that's a lot. And it's pretty sequential too. I mean, it's just happening a lot. And matter of fact, we're getting one right now. As I'm talking to you, we're probably at a, well, we are at an R1. Let's look. Yep. See? So we're getting another flare as we speak. So, that makes a difference in what we're doing here, right? We got to make sure we address that when that's going on. So they're forecasting. They have changed it already, and they should. They've taken the G1 storm level off. Now, I do think that we got a chance of getting the storm level here tomorrow night. Because, number one, we're going to a 4.3 here on their forecasting. And then on the 10th, you got 3 of them, 3 plot points, which is 9 hours at a level of 4. I've noticed a lot, this is my own personal observation, when you see a sequence like this, a lot of times it will bump on up. Hey, Scott Dixon, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, buddy. Really do. Thank you for the super chat. Guys, tell him thanks for that. Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay, but yeah, so when we get all that happening at once, I've seen so many times that we do jump up into storm level. Now, are we going to this time? Again, that's why I nowcast. And I say that a lot. I stole that from Ryan Hall, that term. So I'm nowcasting, right? I don't try to forecast out too far because there's so many different variables when we're talking about space weather. It's very hard to do so. And, when you got minds as brilliant as you got over here at NOAA that have a hard time getting it correct by using their models and things like that, that should tell you how difficult it is. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I can do any of that. I can just show you what I've seen before and point out my observations. But as you can see here, they're forecasting at least M-class flares, 85% of them, for the next 3 days. Okay? So, yeah. Now, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm trying to... This is stupid. I can't... Oh, my gosh, man. I can't buy no good luck today, man. Let's just do that. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so, my phone was going dead. I had to plug it in real quick. So, I do want you guys to concentrate on these a little bit, though. When these coronal holes open up, they themselves can put us into geomagnetic storm levels, okay? Which is a lot of probably what we're seeing with this forecast, okay? They're probably forecasting those solar wind streams going to hit. That's why it's kind of staying consistent for a long period of time. With the CME, typically you get a lot bigger swing of fluctuation. So you get high, low, you know, multiple times in a row there. And so, yeah. So I do think that that's probably quite a bit of it. Do you know if solar flares affect wind down here? No, not directly. It can affect our weather. I'm not going to get really into it. It takes a little bit of an explanation for that, and it takes quite a bit of time. We do know we've seen flares hit over top of hurricanes. They intensify. They start to intensify almost immediately when that happens. But not every time, though, either. It's not. So, you know, it's hard to just point your finger at that and say, oh, look what's happening. You know what I mean? But I always do point it out when it does happen, because I do think it does affect it at some level. You know? And I think that level is different for each time frame. Every situation is unique, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? And, you know, yes, we can look back at historic data and we can try to do our forecasting that way, but at the end of the day, that's just is what it is, you know? This is our magnetosphere, and so here we go with this. This is the sun's on the left. All the energy is moving left to right. This is our magnetosphere is created by solar wind or CME space weather hitting our magnetic field. That's why it looks like it has a tail. It's kind of bending that direction. Our magnetic field is almost like a slinky around our planet. I got that term from Dr. Tim at the Scove. Go over to her channel and watch her channel. That's free college, you know, put out in a way that you can understand it. Okay, she doesn't try to use a whole bunch of word salad. She uses slinkies and stuff to explain things. She's a professor and a physicist. I mean, just come on. She's highly educated, but she also understands that it needs to be brought down to that level for more people to understand. You know what I mean? But yeah. Just trying to, those fires can be hard, Coconut. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. 100% appreciate that. Hey, Hermit, good to see you. Birthday, buddy. Good to see you, man. Okay, so, yeah. Now, what's this mean for us in the next couple days? We're just going to have to wait and see if these things hit. Okay? I do think that we had a pretty decent looking little CME right here. I can't say for certain yet. I'll be able to tell you guys here probably tomorrow at some point. Maybe even later on today. I might come back on later on for a short show or something, but probably not. But there's a chance I could. But you guys see how that's, you know, doing its thing. But I just thought this one here is very impressive to me. See how fast that goes off off the screen? It's crazy. Man, if that thing was coming at us, that would be here in less than 2 days. I guarantee you that thing's moving at least 2 million miles per hour. Okay, which is about 800 kilometers per hour. But these sunspot coronal holes, we have to keep an eye on them. I'm just going to say this. Seismic watch. Okay, guys? Get over and check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates. Okay? Hey, Ron, thank you, bud. Appreciate you, man. I just seen that. Sorry, I missed it there. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Guys, whoever got those, tell him thanks. Please. You guys are awesome, by the way. You guys kill it for me every time. You guys come through every time for me. And, you know, Mist is now one of our managing mods, so tell her thanks. Tell her congratulations. Hey, Planet Hermit, thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for 10 gifted memberships. Wow. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. For real. But, all right. So, guys, again, just a little short recap. We are not going to get into storm level, okay? We're not going to have a geomagnetic storm. This thing is hit. It hit back here, and we did not get into storm level. You see how the BZ and the BT kind of came back together? Things kind of quieted down, all right? So we're not going to get there with this CME. The next one that's coming, I do think we probably will. But, again, what can I say? But look at all these sunspots right here. Anytime you got these many sunspots, we're going to have action. And we are. There's flares everywhere. So let me just push play on this one, and you guys be able to see the 211 angstrom here. But you see that eruption right there? I'll be interested to see what happens over here on Seeds, on this imaging, on Soho. What I do want to do, though, I do want to show you guys that comet one more time. Watch this. I'll slow it down. Right here. That's the sun diving comet. It's probably already ate up. The sun's already ate that, guys. Okay? Just so you know. That thing's gone. So it wasn't even all that visually impressive. It was more visual than most, I will say. But we get those all the time. Soho catches them all the time. Those little ones, anyway. But, again, I think we need to look out for some more flaring. Anything happening on this side of the sun, we got a lot of sunspots. A lot of these sunspot areas here on the sun, active areas on the sun, prominences, if you will. We got a lot of them right here. So they're unstable. They're going to be moving around. The polarities are like right here. Okay. So when it's doing that, we're going to get flares. We don't have to have big, huge spots like this. These here are more dangerous than that. Okay. Just so you know. Yeah, the geoelectric field isn't doing much right now. I'm not going to really go into detail on that one. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor, okay? Now, I understand that right now, most likely, everybody already knows who Marfugel is, okay? But I'm going to show you guys their channel anyway. Right here, okay? They're probably getting ready to go live as that's Marfugel TV. I mean, he's going to do a short one here on Marfugel News, right here, okay? And then what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to push share here. We'll share this into the chat. Copy. Okay, and let's go to the chat. So, yeah, so if you guys haven't been over there, please go. You guys are, yeah, it's a wonderful thing. A lot of you guys already know who they are. I get that. But I want to help out for people that have never been over to Marfugel. Please come check them out, okay? These guys have helped Adam and Dex and everybody over there. Half the mods that are here watch over there, and vice versa. We kind of share mods and all that. Oh, wow. We got there $50 from, who we get $50 super chat from? Is that Genius? What's up, girl? How you doing? Thank you for the super chat. Let me try to find it so I can. There it is. Thank you. Remember, for 6 months, who's Renee? Heck yeah, baby. 6 months. If you guys got a membership here, please use the free super chat. Okay? Please. It's just what it is. Right? So, yeah. Anyway, that's just what I'll say there. But thank you, Genius, for that. It's very generous. Thank you, guys. Hermit, Planet Hermit, Aaron, Coconut. Who was the first one tonight? I forget. Sorry if I missed you here. Sorry, guys. Who is that it right there? Scott. Scott did. That's right. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support there. I appreciate you. But yeah, so get over here and check out Marflugal News. And if you're in the chat over there, I'm going to be there. And then right at the end of this, they usually do like a 15, 20-minute show. If you stay in the chat, they port you straight over to their Marflugal TV show, and it's an hour long. So come check us out over there, okay, guys? But anyway, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. And we're going to go ahead and pop out. And I will be back if anything big starts to happen, or I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, guys? God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink.